Hey, what's going on? Okay, this is video number 2. If you did not see the first video, this is a video series of investing here in the Riviera Maya. In the last video, we discussed basically the allure of the area, how I got involved here, what I do. And in this video, we are going to explore kind of the innovative design, how it maximizes your investment here in the Riviera Maya. And I'm going to dive deep into this really quickly. If you are new here, please click the links below. I have my full online course that's there on investing. It has every single thing that you need that you will not be able to find anywhere else online, from taxes to the trust, the fideicomiso, what it means for the airport and the new train that is here. Literally, you will not be able to find anything out there on the internet that is goes that in depth in my course. This video is going to show you basically the innovative design, Instagrammable, how I am able to get 90% occupancy at $245 a night average throughout the year. And so what most people do is they will come here and we'll just type in Tulum because that's what I'm talking about. And they'll want to see like, oh, wow, look at these amazing properties. So today is February 15th. I'm going to throw this in here. We're going to do, I don't know, 4 guests. We'll do 5 guests because that's similar to what my unit is. And they'll come through here and they'll say, wow, I really like this property. Now, I want to point something out. Here's a little trick. This is going to show you the properties that you do not want to follow, right? And these are the properties that are not being rented, because if they were being rented, they would not be available right now. So the trick is to basically do this in the future, far out in the future. I would say within 3 to 6 months. Most hosts will not rent a year in advance just because they might want to change their prices. They might want to adjust it. Like for myself, I run it for every 6 months. So it's a leading 6 months. And so this is an example of what not to do. And why I'm going to tell you this, listen to what I'm going to tell you because this is important. Airbnb follows the 80-20 rule, right? 80% of their business comes from the 20% of the best Airbnbs out there. So they're going to reward you for that, okay? And I'll also include a link to how I run my full Airbnb here. It's the 3-step blueprint process, blah, blah, blah. But it is the reason as to why I get such high bookings and my occupancy rate is higher, like you saw in the previous video. But here you have like 34 reviews at 4.68. Mine has 4.9. I am outperforming this unit right here, and they are struggling to rent it at $58 for tonight. I have people staying there tonight for $140 a night, right? $160 a night right now because it's in low season, but I'm not struggling because I have 109 reviews at 4.9. So again, the 80-20 rule, you need to get in that 20% so that Airbnb books you. These ones are ones that are just not performing well. Now, granted, there are new ones, right? You know, this is 104 reviews at 4.6. Airbnb is going to put mine with 109 reviews at 4.9 before it shows a 4.6. So not to say that these are bad. Like this is definitely getting rented, but it's getting rented at $70 a night. And it's a penthouse with a private pool. Mine's a penthouse with 2 private pools. And so I'm outperforming them from a team perspective, meaning my team, my cleaning, my concierge, my things are outperforming to where I'm getting a 4.9 review. So there's a lot of things that I do. I automate stuff. That's a whole other side of this business. But these are the ones that you don't want to do. Now, how do we figure out where the competition is, right? So we want to take a look, and I'm going to filter this, and I'm going to show you, all right, 3 bedrooms is mine. I have 5 beds, and I have 3 bathrooms. There's 90 places that I'm competing with, right, for tonight. Now, there's not going to be anything for $10 a night, but now we'll do 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, Oh, I'm sorry, maybe 2 beds, 1 bathroom. There's 558 units. Okay. So this right here, you can get further in depth in AirDNA. I don't pay for AirDNA, but I'm just kind of giving you the workaround. But there's 10,986 listings, 20% increase in the past year just in Tulum. Okay. So if you're thinking about investing in Tulum, you need to go through and do your due diligence, right? So the ones that are not renting right now on February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day, is 558 places with 1 bedroom, 2 beds. And I'm using this 2 beds because usually they'll have a pull-out couch. But even if I do 1 bed, that's 566 places, okay? So let me give you a little bit of a background behind this. Is I'm not saying that you cannot make money or rent your place on Airbnb with a one bedroom spot. I'm going to give you an example. So this is what I would do is I would go out into the future and see what places are a 1 bedroom, if that's what falls into your budget. What places are a 1 bedroom that are not rented in the future. See, there's over 1,000. So there's over 1,000. But I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to filter these into 1 bedroom units. See, it doesn't do it into 1 bedrooms. If you can figure this out to where you get 1 bedrooms, maybe 2 beds, and then guest favorites, right? So we want to have an apartment, right? So now we have 358. We want to find the best 1 bedroom spots, right? So this has 4.95. That's going to outperform someone that has 4.6. So you see how, look at what I just did. I filtered these out, 4.89, 4.88, 4.9. These are the ones that if you're going to get a 1 bedroom spot, you're going to want to mimic these types of things, right? So this is, I don't know, this is a perfect example. These ones are making good money. So you want to make sure that you are following what is happening in the future on your searches in Airbnb, okay? That's going to kind of give you the benchmark of where to look, what to do, and everything is proportional. Like this looks like it's cheap, $44 a night, $204 for the total for these 4 days. But the thing is that it's proportional. These people paid maybe $130,000 for this, and they're probably getting a 7%, 8%, 6% return. The same way that if you spend $500,000, you're going to rent it for, $250 a night or $244 a night. So my point is that you want to definitely look into the future, like 415 reviews at 4.93. This is, I don't know how many beds are here. This is 3 beds, 2 baths. All right. I can't figure out how to get this to filter just the spot. But that's a whole different story. You can honestly just buy AirDNA and it'll tell you. There are over 4,500 1-bedroom apartments. Now, this is important to note. Depending on supply and demand, right? The supply of 1-bedroom apartments is very high, and I'll give you a reason as to why. Again, click the link, take my online course. It will go in way further detail. It's a lot more organized than this, but the 1-bedroom apartments are very easy for a developer to sell. Why? Because there is no financing. I have financing available. That will be in another video. But the financing, it is much easier for someone like yourself who's an investor to purchase a $130,000, $140,000, $150,000 property than it is to purchase a $450,000, $550,000, $600,000, villa, penthouse, private home, whatever. So the developer will know by looking at a spreadsheet and say, well, I have X amount of square meters, X amount of square feet to build, and I can divvy this up, and I know that I'm going to make 30%. And so what that has done is kind of cannibalized the market in the sense that there are a lot of one-bedroom apartments being built. Now, the demand for people coming there, I'm going to explain this in the next video, what the market looks like here in Tulum, in Playa, in Puerto Morelos, in this region. But they are looking at it from a return on their investment as a developer, the same way that an investor like you is looking for that. Where you need to keep your eyes open and peeled is right here in these filters of, 358 places are available between May 3rd and May 7th. Now, if I go back to today and I go 15th to the 17th, literally the day after Valentine's Day, you have 45 places available for that, which that's good, right? But see, these are going to, you know why? Let me take away this. We're going to take away the guest favorite, right? I'm sorry, 821 that are available. So I took off guest favorites, 821. Now you have 821 that haven't been rented at $38 a night, $41 a night, $35 a night. They're struggling to rent these. Why? They're at 4%, at 4 stars. And so there is an influx. There's a huge high supply of one bedrooms. Again, I'm not saying that you can't make money with a one bedroom, but that is something that you need to be aware of and make sure you do not skim on making your property Instagrammable, right? People who are coming here, they want to take amazing, sexy, cool, awesome pictures, share with their friends on Instagram and whatnot. So in the next video, I want to discuss how to understand this market and what that means to being successful. And then we can decode the market and how that relates to the developers building one-bedroom apartments. So I'll see you in the next video.